entered the final month of the IPL 2018. On the 1st of May, on Labour Day in Maharashtra, Mumbai Indians moved to Royal Challengers Bangalore to see if they can do the double over Virat Kohli's men. It's at the Chinnaswamy Stadium where our attention lies on ESPN Cricket for Matchday Runorder, powered by Techno Mobile. Rohit Sharma is a year wiser from the last time that he played. Virat Kohli's missus is also a year wiser. That counts for absolutely nothing for Sean Tate and Sanjay Manjrekar as we look ahead to this game between two of India's finest limited overs players. Let's get thoughts from Sanjay Manjrekar, who's eager
Just
to
a little wisecrack to begin the show. Yeah, on Labour Day, two teams labouring to get some points.
Fantastic. Here we go. It's so strange, Sean, in a way, that Sanjay points out these two teams aren't far away on the points table, but yet there's such optimism for Mumbai Indians. They're almost still a threat if you come to think of it, even though they're locked on points. 4 points and only net run rate keeping them apart. But you just think that Mumbai will get things right. And
when you
move
look
forward.
at the first 4 losses for them in the season, all came in the last over. And somewhere I'll still continue to rely on logic, cricketing logic, even in T20 cricket. And Mumbai Indians is a good side. It's a quality side that has all the bases covered. They just aren't winning enough matches.
I mean, he makes the point. 4 losses in the last over, and the other one that didn't go to the last over, they didn't chase 120. So it almost feels like all those losses could have gone the other way. Whereas for Bangalore, you can't quite have that element of misfortune.
Yeah, they haven't been convincing at all. And I think, obviously, the bowling attacks, there's a big difference there between the bowling. I think you're right, they're both in the same amount of points, but Mumbai still seem like a threatening side. They still seem like a team that's going to make the finals right at the last minute like they do and end up going on to probably win the thing.
When things don't go your way, the coin also often flips the other way, which is what's happened at Chinnaswamy Stadium yet again. So Virat Kohli will be in the slightly uncomfortable position of having to set the agenda at the Chinnaswamy, and he again have to do it without AB de Villiers, who hasn't recovered from this viral fever. It'd be maddening. All the best doctors in the world, but they can't get AB de Villiers up and ready. Combiflam, Dolo, some paracetamol. It's just not happening. Murugan Ashwin is out after putting down an important chance of Chris Lynn in the last game. Washington Sundar returns, but Mumbai Indians have chosen to bowl. That's the big news. At some grounds, we think it could be even Stevens chasing, not chasing. Over here, do you think that this has tilted the balance slightly, looking at what we've seen?
Chasing for sure. I think the numbers seem they would stack up that this is a better ground to chase. So that again is not a great start for Bangalore straight up. But at the same time, this wicket's obviously produced some different stuff as well over the last year or so. It's been different to the usual Bangalore wicket. So I think everyone's still trying to get their head around what type of pitch this is.
I mean, we're just trying to look at some numbers. We look at bat first versus bat second in the IPL in 2018. We're looking at the team chasing having won 4 out of 5. So that illustrates Sean Tate's point. And in 2017, where it was 5-3, it was a pitch that we didn't expect. That having been said, Sanjay, we have seen some rank turners.
Yeah, but as the IPL has gone on, the first couple of weeks and maybe, 15, 20 days, you saw teams batting second, winning easily. Most of the matches. That trend is starting to change, and not as many wins with the teams batting second. So there is hope.
Yeah, I mean, but you almost look at some of the chases in the last week, you feel like teams choked at the end, whether it was a Rajasthan, whether it's a Punjab, all the games against Hyderabad, let's count. And maybe so it's not quite the big muscle score that's not being chased.
And also the fact that, for example, Delhi, I was there actually at the ground. I saw the pitch as well. It looked like a dry pitch, but the captains went by the track record of, wanting to chase. And eventually they struggled to chase a big score. So that will start to happen as the pitches get a little tired through the IPL.
We've got some big news coming from the Mumbai camp. Evan Lewis has a bit of a wrist injury, so he goes out of the team, and Kyron Pollard comes in now. It's not quite a like for like in terms of role played in the team, so we have to ask the question whether Rohit Sharma will jump up to the batting.
I just wonder whether RCB were aware of this development, because they played Washington Sundar because of the amount of left-handers that are there in the opposition. That was my reading. The moment Washington Sundar, the off-spinner, got picked, now one left-hander is gone.
And you got 3 in the top 6 with Krunal, Ishan Kishan and Evan Lewis.
They are using him more as a batsman. So.
Well, Evan Lewis has had the odd good game, but he's not quite set the IPL on fire, in which case, but neither is Kyron Pollard. Is this an upsetting change for Mumbai?
I'm not sure about that. I suppose Roa could go up or Ishan can go. I think that might be an option as well, and then Roa can stick at 3. But it's not a huge oh my god type of change. I think Kyron Pollard's more than capable. We know he's more than capable. He hasn't shown it this IPL, but he's done it before. And at this ground, he could be a damaging player coming in towards the end.
So you've lived in India long enough, Sean, to believe in. We believe a lot in destiny.
Yeah.
Maybe destiny has something good in store for Pollard, because he wasn't supposed to play Evan Lewis gets injured,
Yeah.
he gets a game, who knows, we might say blinded today.
It's
for
not the
Pollard.
worst ground for Kyron Pollard to play. It's
Yeah.
also not the worst bowling attack for him to face. So it seems like Kyron Pollard could very well have a decent outing. Those are the kind of things that happen. One guy misses out, the other guy makes runs at the first attempt, and the world changes. The poll for all of you watching on our Facebook Live page is Washington Sundar returning for Murugan Ashwin. It's one Tamil Nadu boy for the other. But do you agree with the move? Murugan Ashwin, given just the one game, did get a couple of wickets, didn't bowl all that badly. Did put down a catch though. And Washington Sundar comes in of serious reputation in recent times, but it's not been the easiest IPL. Those are the reactions. Haha, if you agree with the yes, and angry if you go for no, they should have played M. Ashwin. But let's just make sense of that change for you, because Washington Sundar was someone we all looked at a keen eye. Could he continue to be this revelation through the course of the IPL? But it's different from a successful Nidahas Trophy, isn't it, Sanjay?
He is more than a successful bowler in a Nidahas Trophy. You know, we've seen him before as well. He's played before the Nidahas Trophy in, I think, couple
I
of
mean, even last year's IPL, he was good for Pune.
Yeah, even in the the playoffs, I think he played, and he again bowled with the new ball. So let's hope that quality finger spinners are going to become. I just hope this is not a season where we see the demise of good finger spinners as well. So let's hope Washington Sundar is the flag bearer of that. Shahbaz Nadeem has been a prolific spinner in the IPL. He's also not playing as many matches. So let's hope he has a good night.
Ashwin is no more just a finger spinner.
Exactly.
So
who are the finger spinners who are thriving?
To
Not
think a
single
little.
one.
I mean, a left-arm spinner. Ravindra Jadeja is hardly being bowled. Yesterday was
Kunal
an
Pandya is
exception.
also there because he
Kunal-
bats.
It's a hard craft when people are trying to hit you out the ground. That's where the leg spinners come into, because it's obviously more difficult. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kyron Pollard's had a little bit of trouble in the past with finger spin, left arm finger spin as well. So
Left-arm spin, yes.
Yeah, that left arm spin. So certain players have a problem with finger spin, but in general, you'd probably rather
In fact,
face
I
that.
observe, as I recollect, even leg spin was an issue for Kyron
Yeah,
Pollard.
you'd probably rather
But
face that
it's-
than a leg spin in
But he's
general.
he's not like a sitting duck with a lot of other foreign bashes that we've seen. That you see them get a spinner.
Yeah.
Pollard is not that straightforward.
All right. Just continuing our attention around the changes the teams have made, and we will bring out the team for you. First, starting up with Bangalore. I'm very interested to know, Sanjay, whether you like the combination of McCullum and de Kock up top with Kohli at 3, because that keeps Manan Vora batting in a place that he's not quite familiar with. Ajit Agarkar has mentioned if Manan Vora plays, he must open, and then they must look to spread out the overseas players. Colin de Grandham's not quite sure of his role in that team, and they continue to go with Mohammad Siraj ahead of a Navdeep Saini in that bowling lineup. Tim Saudi was a crucial addition, even though it was on the losing side in the last game. Thoughts on
Yeah,
that
you
team?
look at the team and let's be honest, doesn't exude optimism or confidence about it. Their chances. Like Grandom, for example, he hasn't done much. I'm so glad to see Tim Saudi playing, and he had a decent outing the last time around. So that was wonderful to see. Umesh Yadav is a lottery ticket. Whether he'll turn, he'll get you wickets, but. What about economy rate? Mohammad Siraj, economy rate. Their economy rate, I think, is the second worst in the IPL. So
We'll
that will get
come to that.
addressed
But
a
if I'm
little
just
by
looking
Tim
at that,
Saudi.
while
So you
all
want
the
me to talk about the batting?
No, while all the conversation has been around the bowling, Sanjay, let's just keep that aside for a bit, because in the last game, to get 170 odd, that too due to a late Virat Kohli burst, you would think at Chinnaswamy against a strong batting, you would need 200 all the time. And even though you don't have AB de Villiers, with McCullum, de Kock and Kohli, you should be getting that easily more often. It's not quite happening because, like Delhi, they don't quite have the confidence in that middle order with Mandeep and Manan Vora and Colin de Grandham.
And also, I want to see people like Quinton de Kock. He's played every game for the RCB, batted at the top of the order. Where's the 90? Where's the 100 from people like Quinton de Kock? He's got the ability. He's an international player. He's the foreign player in the team. Brendan McCullum, maybe you've got to be a little understanding. He's not, a regular international player now, not in his prime. But I think more is expected from these guys, Quinton de Kock and stuff.
Can they play a different role, Teddy? Can Brendan McCullum go down and play a different sort of role? Because he just, he swings at the top, swings hard at the top of the order and ends up getting run a ball 30 at best.
I'm not sure at this stage in his career he can. I think he's still much better at the top of the order. The field's up, he can bash it, and he's the sort of guy that can get a 40 off 20 balls and get him off to a good start. But you're right, more importantly, the top order needs to do well, because I'm not convinced with their middle order. I think that the Vora, the Mandeep and de Grandham, even though Colin wasn't out there for very long last game, he just didn't look like he was ready for the challenge.
You wouldn't put Manan Vora up. With McCullum, de Kock, you would not bat Manan
That's the
Vora?
problem, just imagine McCullum coming later at number 4 and where the ball is a little softer, and that is the time when in the IPL, you see pace being taken off.
Yeah.
But can
from the game.
Manangora do that role? Would McCullum not be better equipped to do that than Manangora?
I think an Indian batsman is better
Okay.
equipped. I mean, it's generalization, but you can see
Sure.
an Indian batsman doing that job better than
Yeah.
a foreign batsman.
Now, we're just looking at the Mumbai Indians playing 11-2 and we'll just roll that out for you because they have to make one call and I'm sure they'll make it maybe looking at how much they conceded in the first innings. JP Duminy we haven't seen much of. He was brought in the last game, so we'll wonder where he bats. And Ben Cutting gets another game in spite of bowling just the one over and not being asked to bat in the last encounter against CSK. Yes, Sanjay.
Just one point, Pollard is a forced change, so which is unfortunate. Evan Lewis misses out. McClenaghan actually, I would have thought about Mustafizur Rahman
That was the point,
in his
yes.
place and bowl him post 12 overs. Like CSK do with Bravo.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a new ball bowler, a hard ball bowler, as effective with the hard ball. So bat him a little later. It looks a good team. I'm glad that Duminy is there as a backup just in case, there's some failures at the top. And Ben Cutting, I want him to give more,
Sure.
I think that brilliant final innings that he played. Let's see whether he can produce those kind of innings more
We
often.
called it pre-match, or you wanted to see Mustafizur Rahman potentially force someone like Cutting on this pitch.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the only thing is if you got Cutting and Pollard batting next to each other coming in, that's a dangerous prospect as well for those guys with the batting. Cutting also offers with the bowling, but I just thought on this wicket, the fizz would have been a bit more.
Can't help but think the ghosts of that Sunrisers game are still with them. They want to overcompensate a little with the batting, and bringing Mustafizur Rahman in makes that again a longish sort of tail. Maybe not for McClenaghan because he had a good game, but let's say if they were got him for Ben Cutting, that's something that Mumbai would
I think that
still be averse
game,
to.
you're absolutely right. That game must have really shook them as a team because until then they had the excuse of saying, last over finishes, we could have done better. They're looking to address the batting. The batting has got a lot of depth now, almost till number 8.
8 and
but
9,
looking at just bowlers, maybe Mustafizur Rahman, who hasn't quite done as well as he can, could have been preferred to McClenaghan.
Very well. All right. Say your thoughts. I'm sure the Bangladeshi fans would be very keen to see Mustafizur Rahman, but then again, you know that Mumbai didn't quite use their batting last game and they've already won the toss. So let's see how they go against an RCB side that's anyway slightly low on confidence with the way recent results have gone. Does that affect the confidence of the local Bangalore faithful? I'm sure Isha Acton can tell us more as we then go and see what our rookie reporter is up to in the Garden City.
That's right, it's time for ESPN Cricket Info, the internship. Now today, our intern is in Bangalore and he's gone to see a very special guy with a very special job. Let's see what he's got for us.
From Sachin to Virat,
TVS to Dhoni,
let's peep into the mind of RCB and India's most trusted bat doctor.
Mr. Ram Bhandari. सर आप बताएं आपने कैसे ये जर्नी स्टार्ट की?
ये कैसे स्टार्ट किया? पहले मैं बचपन में खेलता था क्रिकेट, गली क्रिकेट खेलता था। क्रिकेट खेलते हुए बाद में बैट कैसा होना, कैसा रखने से ठीक होता है, वो सब मेरे को नॉलेज था। क्योंकि मेरा दादाजी कारपेंटर काम करते थे, उनका साथ में मैं 14, 15, 13 साल की उम्र में मैं हेल्पिंग करता था। वो करने के लिए लकड़ी का काम मेरे को बचपन से आदत है, मालूम था।
आरसीबी के बैट्स रिपेयर करते हो, तो ऐसा कुछ किस्सा हुआ हो विराट के साथ या किसी के साथ कुछ?
हाँ, विराट भी भेजे थे, एक बार तो दो बार भेजे मैच बैट, 2 भेजे, मनदीप सिंह भी भेजा और डिविलियर भी भेजे। हमारा आरसीबी का सब प्लेयर भेजते हैं और केएल राहुल भी बनवाए हैं, वरुण नायर, मनीष पांडे भी हैदराबाद जाने का पहले 5-6 बैट बैलेंस बना के भेजा हूँ। जो खेलते हैं वो खेलते हुए बैट टूट गया और नया बैट लेते हैं तो वैसा फील आना चाहिए। जब फील नहीं आता है तो फिर मेरे को बोलते हैं जी फील नहीं आ रहा है, कैसा लग रहा है, देखो तो थोड़ा बोलते हैं, फिर मैं लेके उसको बैलेंस बनाता हूँ।
Wow, it's certainly a very busy time of year for him, isn't it? Let's hope that his bats bring the good luck that RCB needs going forward. That's all from ESPN Cricket Info, the internship.
Many thanks to Isha Acton as well as our rookie reporters in Bangalore. This is our initiative, ESPN Cricket for the internship. All you need to do is shoot a T20 related video in your city on your phone and WhatsApp the video to us on Gaurav Kalra's number 916782507. Selected videos feature on the show and we'll eventually pick a winner who gets a chance to work with the ESPN Cricket for video team. Now, Bangalore is still buzzing, and I'm sure they're still enjoying whatever's left of the IPL, but it's not quite been the fortress that a lot of teams claim their home ground is in the Indian Premier League. Versus Mumbai, in particular, the head-to-head at Bangalore is almost heavily stacked in favour of the visiting side. 7-1 to Mumbai in 8 matches in the past. You have certain bogey teams, and I know the teams have changed this year and whatnot, but there are certain teams who just don't like welcoming.
I think, to be honest, I think their home record in general is pretty ordinary.
Yeah.
I think Virat must be frustrated with that. Whether it's the communication with the groundsman and what they want, or what sort of wicket they're producing, I don't know, but he's definitely got to be frustrated with that record.
I mean, a couple of seasons back, Virat Kohli is in the form of his life, and you thought, nothing could stop Bangalore in a final at home to go through. And then we were surprised with a different sort of pitch. To illustrate Sean Tate's point, we'll actually show you the numbers of Bangalore, the Chinnaswamy, and you'll see that they're not quite up there when it comes to just the percentages of wins at home for IPL teams. A 27% win in 2 seasons. How much of this, Sanjay, is the fact that Virat Kohli himself would have been surprised with the sort of pitch the Chinnaswamy Stadium churns out, and how much of it is just a team that's not had the right combination over the last
That was
few
always
years?
the reason, more than the pitch conditions and stuff like that. But I remember having a little chat with Virat Kohli before one of the tosses, and he was commenting on the pitch that he didn't look happy with the pitch last year and the year before that as well. Because I think I was talking to Sean Tate off air. Earlier Indian grounds used to have the ground as flat, and where the pitch was, that plot used to be a little raised. There's become this trend and fashion to get everything absolutely flat, where the pitches and the whole plot is also at the same level as the outfield. In trying to get that, Virat and a few other people's theory is where, Chinnaswamy Stadium has lost the element that it had, which was about, good batting pitch, nice bounce, rain sixes. Chris Gayle used to get his hundreds there. Not the same pitch anymore. Doesn't suit RCB that way.
Okay, well, make what you want of it. The slump in form at home is a real thing for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. We'll just bring out the information for you. He's got to ask himself, Virat Kohli, at some point it will change. But since 2017 at 27%, and 2011 to 2016, earlier on they were trying to figure out their ideal teams and whatnot, but 58% win. You take that now any day of the week, given it's jumped to 27. Key to their success at home has been Yuzvendra Chahal. We'll have a little chat about how Chahal's not been the force himself as he was in a few seasons. Before that, let's hear from the RCB leg spinner himself.
In 2014 when I came here, I was like, okay, it's a small ground and all, but after I'm used to all this thing, and it's because whenever someone hit you for 60s, go for like 72, 75 yards. So I'm fine with that, I don't bother if ground is small or what. It depends on how to bowl. Chess gave me a little bit of patience. Sometimes you don't get wickets and all. You have to be patient and all. And you're bowling well. Sometimes you got irritated and all. So it will give you patience. Okay, it's fine. You have to come back. He just gave me full of freedom. Set my field, way to bowl and all. He always okay, you have something planned. Just we go for that. And if you're not working, then we use something plan B. So he's always sometimes you get sixes, match sixes and all, but he's always back you up, okay, it's fine. It's a game only, it's not your day, just bowl your best. It depends on the situation, how the batsmen are going on, how then if there is a situation we can attack, so we always go for wickets. Sometimes you have to bowl, just giving them to single and all. Obviously, what is in next year, because after that we have a couple of series are coming. So my main focus on that only, because for World Cup you have to perform in them with series and all, because World Cup is next year, and before that you have the 3-4 series. If you're performing well in that series, then you will select it for the World Cup.
It's almost like he's in disguise. Yuzvendra Chahal, couldn't recognize him in those big glasses and the cap and whatnot, but it's always a clear mind when you speak to UC Chahal. It's not been the happiest season for him. 4 wickets in 17 overs in economy, a way to take the economy, but Yuzvendra Chahal was a genuine wicket taker for RCB. Look at 2015, 16, 17. In a funny way, it's been on the decline, but in the last 12 months or so, Sanjay, he's been almost the standout bowler for India in white ball cricket. The use of Chahal, or just not be having the support?
I don't know. I'm trying to give an hypothesis for this. Economy rate is okay. Wickets not as many, because I'm sure in team meeting they're looking at RCB's attack and wondering what the bowlers to go after. And they say, take Chahal easy, don't try and, score too much off him like you do against KKR. Sunil Narayan there.
Or Rashid Khan.
Once you get that kind of a reputation, opposition always plans around it. Let's not try too hard against Chahal. Let's not give him wickets. And it's a matter of time before it starts happening to any bowler.
And I guess it gives you more confidence as a batting side because you know the rest of the Bangalore bowling, you fancy yourself.
That's what we're saying. So now in that team, all of a sudden he becomes probably the best bowler.
Yeah.
So a few years ago he wasn't.
Yeah.
He's a young guy, and you're right.
Sure. I mean, there's a time Mitchell Stark was still playing for
Like
Bangalore.
for example, when they're playing for India together, there is no escape, right? If there is a Chahal from one end, there's a Kuldeep Yadav from the other.
And
so
Bumrah
there's
and Bhuvaneshwar are also
20
sort of
overs in the middle where they have to look to score, and that's how you
That
get
gives them
wickets.
more
So
wickets, yeah.
I guess that is my theory. Could be
It's an outstanding theory, I feel.
Pretty
That's
well
just
spot on, I reckon.
Little shot in the dark.
Unfortunately, Yuzvendra Chahal is the only leg spinner today because Morgan Ashwin is out. Did you like that move? Let's see what you've made of it. M. Ashwin out and Washington Sundar in. 71% believe yes. Washington Sundar seems to be the apple of everyone's eye these days. So 29%, yes, 29% believe M. Ashwin should have had another game at least. Takes us to our next very deep question that we ask you at this point. Who will win? Bangalore or Mumbai? If your heart says it's Bangalore, then hit the heart reaction. And even if your heart says Mumbai, hit the other reaction, the wow reaction, or if you support Mumbai Indians. We've shown you 7-1 in favor of MI at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Another standout player for Mumbai has been Surya Kumar Yadav, who now has to shoulder responsibility of being the seasoned opener in the absence of Evan Lewis. One interesting graphic we dug out for you, courtesy our stats team, is how he's been part of just about every significant partnership of the Mumbai Indians in this year's IPL, with the exception of one, which is between Rohit Sharma and Evan Lewis, ironically against Bangalore at the Wankhede. It's Surya Kumar Yadav who's been making sure runs are scored every time he's at the wicket. Not a natural opener, Sanjay, not one who opens in first-class cricket or even in white ball cricket in domestic, but someone who seems to have answered Mumbai's calling up top.
Great success story for Surya Kumar Yadav. He's been around for a long time, and Mumbai cricket, when it comes to Ranji Trophy cricket, have been mourning about his lack of consistency. And here is a format where there's a lot of hit and miss, high risk, attitude or shots tried. And you have Surya Kumar Yadav achieving consistency. Ambati Raidu, Surya Kumar Yadav have been outstanding, that they've been scoring a lot of runs at a great strike rate and consistently hard to achieve.
We're seeing him in Kolkata colours, and Kolkata had a very different use for him, Teddy. They made him the finisher at 6-7, tried to sort of, quick, and he did that quite successfully too for whatever little times he was called on. It can change the way a player plays sometimes. If you only played 6-7, then suddenly next season, even if you're a top order bat, you're asked to open the batting. Mustn't be the easiest.
I just think the way he's going about things almost suits his personality. He's got a bit of edge about him. He's a sort of a carefree sort of character. He does
he's a bit cocky.
He's his own man. Okay, he's confident, exactly. Which
No, he meant cocky.
Yeah.
He's not going to suggest to him.
He's got a bit, exactly. That's what he is.
Yeah.
So he's got flair on and off the field. So
Yeah.
I suppose Raidu's similar. A carefree sort of edgy character, cocky a little bit.
Again, you're putting it nicely.
Yeah, and that's the way they're playing. So fair enough.
It comes out in their game.
So you attribute his success to the batting position. After the order, he's got runs. So can we assume that Surya Kumar Yadav next IPL season as well, top of the order, will show the same kind of results?
I assume absolutely nothing. I try and...
So sometimes, you
it
never
just
know.
works.
Because Surya Kumar Yadav is not that kind of a guy, that you expect to be consistent, but it's happened for him. And that's great. The one thing that goes in favor of your performance when you're doing well is the confidence is always high. And in T20 cricket, especially IPL, with the stakes being so high, that is an imperative that when you go in, the confidence has to be high.
The only thing that I have seen, Sanjay, in the IPL is if you start an IPL well, you tend to carry it forward, and that IPL ends up being great for you. Then up and down, heaven knows what happens in the next season.
Very few people actually have had continued success through the
other than
one
the sort
bowler
of
that
top
comes
players,
to my
the
mind,
Rohits
Sunil Narayan, and amongst the bowlers.
I mean, you look at Rahul Tripathi last year, and you have enough of
That's the challenge for a guy like Surya, is to try and find a bit of consistency in his game, I suppose, because that's right. He could be one of those guys where you see him for one season and then it's
very well. Well, the Mumbai Indians camp is now a happy camp because you're only as good as your last game, and the last game was beating Chennai Super Kings, table toppers at this point, at their adopted home. And since then, the celebrations of Rohit Sharma and whatnot. Let's see what else is going on in the world of social media. Isha Acton, let's see what you've got for us.
Well, people were mostly occupied with funny-sounding player names, but many thought Delhi put up a good fight. I'm Isha Acton, here on The Social Dugout. Lungi Ngidi got his first IPL game last night against Delhi Daredevils, and given the way Rishabh Pant was playing, it was only a matter of time before this happened. I'm glad Darcy Shaw isn't part of either team. I mean, focus on the cricket, guys, come on. Coming to tonight's game, it seems RCB have been preparing rather too hard. One, Virat Kohli was celebrating his wife's birthday. Umesh Yadav was practicing his wristwipe signing jerseys. And Quinton de Kock was filming his wife playing a game on her phone whilst working out. I just hope they snuck in some actual practice time as well. Finally, I gotta show you just what outfits that these Mumbai Indians boys had to wear in public for not carrying their travel kit. This is some pajama style punishment as shown by Ishan Kishan, Anukul Roy and Rahul Chahar. And those things on their dresses are emojis of themselves. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a little headache from looking at these clothes too much.
Thank you very much, Isha Acton. Plenty of video, wherever you want to see it these days. Social media, player profiles. IPL gives everyone so much
too
time.
Much self-scrutiny, Ronak, and I think that's going to lead to disaster.
My goodness, what a prediction. A damning prediction from Sanjay Manjrekar.
Too much self-scrutiny, selfies and looking at yourself all the time.
It's become easier to post videos.
Such
a digital age. Why are we complaining? We live off the concept of posting videos in the internet world. Players already making their way out to the ground. Let's get quick comments from Teddy and Sanjay. And let's also show you where you lie. 54-46 to Bangalore. May I dare say it's more of a heart sort of prediction. But what we do know is that there has been a slight change at the top of the order, and Manan Vora has walked out. So they're trying something different.
Yeah, good. I guess they're sort of addressing what you were trying to suggest. So good. But as far as predictions are concerned, my heart and logic as well. With Mumbai. But I think people have voted more for Virat Kohli. They want Virat Kohli to win, his team to win.
I mean, you saw that catch he took last time. Frustrated. The angriest Kohli's been, ironically, when he didn't have a celebration or when he didn't say anything in anger. Sorry, just before speaking of that catch, Teddy, if you catch it one-handed, like Sean Tate will now.
Did you see the one that was taken yesterday?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I hope he gets the money. Yeah. Sean Tate will illustrate it. Oh, so easy. It wasn't the cleanest catch. It almost came out actually.
That
almost came out.
Was actually very difficult because there were two hands in front of him. So can you
like
do that? I'll keep two hands in front.
Let's try. It's like a bad first slip. Ready? Oh.
I'll close my eyes.
I've
always wondered how they take it so easy.
I also threw it near his face.
But on the ground, we dropped them. I don't know how it works.
You have big hands. It's all that. Okay, if you do that, you could win the Tata Nexon fan catch, 100,000 rupees as well as a Tata Nexon to be won if you're a lucky fan. Download the ESPN Cricket for mobile app for more details. We've got that all over the site, and make sure you try and win this contest. A big thank you to Sanjay Manjrekar and Sean Tate. We'll hear a lot more of you as this game comes along. Let's see how things go then. Catch our extensive coverage, ball-by-ball commentary on the site, and we'll be back for our halftime show. Catch us on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, as well as ESPNcricinfo.com. Thanks for watching the show, and join us again for ESPN Cricinfo Matchday Runorder, powered by Techno Mobile.